We don't like to fight against the government, but if they are insisting to clash, we will fight.
On September 9th, 1970, this British airliner, with 115 passengers and some of Dr. Habash's armed men aboard, appeared over Amman.
I heard about it when an aircraft passed overhead my house west of the city in the suburbs, practically knocking the roof off.
In a single spectacular operation, Habash's men hijacked 4 Western airliners and forced 3 of them to fly to Jordan with their hundreds of passengers. The planes landed on an old World War II airstrip in the desert.
We waited for 20 full years. Nothing happened. Our people remained in their camps, in their tents. They are fed up with this condition.
We thought that the way to attract the world's attention to our cause was to hijack planes.
The Jordanian army surrounded the airstrip, and the general in charge went in to negotiate with the hijackers.
We spoke for hours. It was terribly hot. I stayed in the shade of the aircraft. I made a deal with them. We take the passengers, they keep the planes.
435 passengers and crew were taken off the aircraft, but some were kept as hostages.
The humiliation of having aircraft flown into the country and innocent passengers being whisked away and being unable to do anything about it was something that questioned whether Jordan really existed or whether it didn't.
The hijackers then drove home their message to the world.
Well, that was the limit. As far as I was concerned, something had to be done, and done soon.
4 days later, with control of the kingdom slipping away, King Hussein declared war on the PLO. That day, Jordanian tanks and soldiers moved into position around the capital. Arab was poised to fight Arab.
I think I tried to get a little bit of sleep that night. I prayed a lot. And in the morning, first light, there was movement into the city.
In the early hours of September 17, I woke up when we heard the artillery bombing our bases. So what we did immediately is that we went to Arafat office, the Joint Command. Arafat was there. Most of the leaders of Fatah were there. Even Habash was there, and they were calling through telephone and through wireless Damascus, telling them about the news and asking in an open way for a Syrian intervention.
On the 3rd day of fierce fighting, the Syrians responded.
Our intelligence and our radar informed us that the Syrians were massing tank formations on the Jordanian-Syrian border.
We had been arguing over this Syrian invasion, particularly with our Soviet friends at the time. And whenever I raised the problem with the Soviet ambassador, he would respond, but these are Palestinian army units and Palestinian army tanks. They are not Syrian.
And we all knew that the PLO does not have tanks.
But there were tanks, Soviet-built ones, streaming in from Syria.
We were just protecting the Palestinians from the army of Jordan. Our purpose wasn't really to attack the Jordanians. It was a limited intervention on the smallest possible scale. All we wanted to do was support and protect the Palestinian fighters.
In Washington, President Nixon called in his national security advisors to assess the